All right, guys, can you hear me? Online students?
Yes.
All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I know you guys just had the English test. I hope you did well. One thing I'm going to suggest, I'm pretty sure Lauren is going to talk more about it. You really have to spend time finding out why you made a mistake. There are only two types of mistake: a silly mistake or something you have no clue because you didn't know the rules. So do not take your mistake, oh, it happens. Really give it a real best shot of figuring it out why it happened. And then, did you guys go through all the mistakes or only a few of them because you guys ran out of time? Do you guys have more questions on the test? I hope so, right? I hope um, you guys will ask questions next time Lauren is here because just taking a test is the easy part. Anybody can do it, right? Just physically sit there and just take a test and be done it. But taking a test, if you make mistakes, why did I make a mistake? Somebody else got it right, but I didn't get it right. So it has to be something I didn't know, right? Look deeper into that one, and you will figure out exactly. Okay, this I didn't know. That's why I made the mistake. Sounds good. And as I said, I keep repeating this. English is one of the we have scored so well in English, and I really don't want you to be in a situation where you guys miss out on a good, very high score. All right. So before we get started, I have a schedule. I want to go through this with you guys. So if you want to write down this as well, okay? This is the plan for the next end of the class, okay? All right. So today is March 14th, Pi Day. So I don't know if you guys celebrate Pi Day, 3.14, right? So I was telling the other group that there is actually a competition called pi.com. So what it is pi is an irrational number, right? The decimals they're not repeating. It's like 1415 and so forth. It's not standard. So there's a competition. You have to memorize all the decimal places. So far the winner who got $1 million, 10,000 decimals. He got $1 million. Yeah, there's a count. So if you do it better than him, and I think it was a 27-year-old guy, I believe. I'm not confident on that one. He got $1 million. So if you get one extra, the pi.com gives you the $1 million. So it's an ongoing competition. Of course, there are some rules and stuff like that, but if you want to know what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying for the competition, okay? I have a lot of other things in my life to do other than memorize the decimal places. So today is the 10th class. March 21st, that's next Sunday. Kind of interesting day because we do not have face-to-face class. So you guys are not coming here, you four or anybody else. It'll be completely online. All students on Zoom. Why? Because there will be a full practice math and science test. A full practice math and science test. Okay? I won't be here as well. I'll be at home doing the class. It's a combined class. That class and advanced and regular will be combined, and we'll be taking a practice test. Okay? Like a real test. And you guys will feel the heat. Okay? So there's going to be no break or anything like that. It's boom, 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 boom. Okay? You guys be ready, and you'll be expected to wear your mask and take the test next week. Even though you'll be at home, because in the real ACT test, you'll have to wear the mask. So I would like you guys to wear the mask and take the test. You with me? All right, we'll see. March 28th is the 12th class. April 4th, Easter break. We all need a much needed break for us. April 10th is the ACT review. If you want to sign up, possibly this is the last week to do it. We have 1 or 2 spots left, I believe. Oops. April 11th is the 13th class. April 18th, oh, by the way, 17th is the test for many students. 14th class, and April 25th is the last class. And last class is combined, and I'm going to be teaching the last class combined. Of course, the homework just basically continues, okay? Markers here. Right? You guys have any questions on this? This is important. I'm going to remind this for you guys. I'll be expecting everybody to be on Zoom, wearing masks, and I'll send more instructions to the parents so that they are also aware of this. That you guys cannot be disturbed, has to be in a quiet place and stuff like that. Okay? Good? Good. Of course, we all need this break too. All right? Okay. Now, last week you guys did the science test, and I know you guys had asked me some questions. Remember that? At least I remembered. So, go to the page 808 in science, orange book, and I want to answer those questions first. It was passage 1. Questions people had asked me was 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to go through and see if you can remember this passage a little bit before I go through the questions. So, a couple minutes, guys. All right. I'm going to start with question number 6. Okay. The views of both scientists are similar because they both argue that. Okay. If you review the scientist 1 and scientist 2, they both say that the atmospheric is going to change. Do you guys see that? So, for example, in scientist 2, it says, this would lead to a dramatic temperature increase once Earth's average temperature rises to about 70 degrees. The oceans will evaporate and Earth's water sources will be almost completely eliminated. So both scientists are talking about the future atmospheric change. So the one thing they were both similar in their discussion point was they both expect the atmosphere of the Earth to change. Sounds good? Again, I do not know who asked. But I know some people usually pick F. Humans will able to exist indefinitely on Earth. And that is actually clearly answered in Scientist 1. That, therefore, I believe the human life on this planet will exist indefinitely. But in Scientist 2, it says human needs to accept the reality that advanced life for only a limited period of time. So, sounds good. So that's so. Question number 6 was probably much simpler out of the 4 that people have asked me. Now, question number 5. The passage argues that the scientists 1 and 2 disagree on. So, question number 6 was what they agree on. 5 was what they disagree on. And it took me a little bit more time than 6. And the answer is A, whether technology will evolve in time to prevent Earth from becoming inhabitable. Scientist 2 says that the Earth has a fixed lifetime span. We have only so many time, so much is left. And it says in the last line, science fiction inspired plans to create space colonies or massive sunshade will not likely be developed in the next billion years. But scientist 1 says, I believe that the human life on this planet will exist indefinitely. So these are 2 contradicting statements from scientist 1 and 2. The most common wrong answer people have picked is B, whether the sun will ever enter the red giant phase, because they have mentioned the red giant phase in both the scientist 1 and 2, but they're completely opposite. In scientist 2, it says the sun will enter its red giant phase in about 7 billion years. But in scientist 1, it says, we believe we humans have 7 billion years to advance technology and find solutions to adapt to the atmospheric changes the red giant phase would bring, for instance, creating a large sunshine. So basically, they are not disagreeing on red giant phase. Both are saying after 7 billion years, we are entering the red giant phase. Sounds good? So B has been the most answers people have picked. Next was question number 2. And again, please ask questions. It's tough to explain this without having a discussion. This is a much simpler question. Studies show that Venus may once had an atmosphere and environment almost identical to Earth's. Now Venus has no water on its surface or in its atmosphere. How would scientists most likely explain the change? Well, clearly it says in Scientist 2 passage, line number 2 and 3. However, new models suggest that the Earth has less than a billion years before atmospheric carbon dioxide levels drop to levels that can no longer support photosynthesis. Same logic here. The carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere drop to levels that no longer support photosynthesis on Venus. So what was required to continue life? Photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis produces oxygen. You guys know this, right? It consumes CO2, produces food, and oxygen. So if the carbon dioxide has gone down, there's no photosynthesis happening. This was more of a biology-based question than anything else. Question number 1 was the hardest one. If the interpretation of scientist 1 is correct, which of the following generalization, and when they give a word like generalization, you got to think how the author is thinking, not how you are thinking. You with me on this? You got to be it's hard to think like somebody else. You with me on this? Because your generalization can be different than mine. But what did the author generalize this? If the interpretation of scientist 1 is correct, which of the following generalization about technology is most accurate? Most. The answer is B, more so because the rest were much easily eliminated. For some, technology can either alter or enhance natural forces. Because it says in scientist 1, line number 5, technology has played a huge role in helping humans adapt to conditions on this planet. So the technology can play a big role. But look at C. Technology is solely responsible. Is that true? No, because you have sun and stuff. So C is wrong. Technology can help prevent the sun from changing indefinitely. Well, technology cannot help change sun. Technology only develops when there is a dire need for it and plenty of time to conduct experiments. No. So it was more of an elimination for me to get to B than I was confident on B. Sounds good? And this is the passage. Remember, you guys did last. Can take the most time. And the key question here is generalization types of questions. You got to think like an author. Not like you, because I can think different than you guys, and you can think different than I. So to be consistent, they want you to think as an author. What is the author trying to? So actually, when I took this passage, I skipped question number 1. Because I know as soon as I read it, I knew it's going to take more time. So went to 2. 2 was easy. Then I went to 3. Then I skipped 4. Went to 5, 6, and so forth. Sounds good? So for me, skipping is very easy because I don't want to be wasting time. So I thought of explaining that there's so much to learn in this passage. And if I were to be you, I would redo this passage again. Okay? All right. Everybody open Orange Book and the calculator to page number 701. All right. So we're going to be doing the math test here, but 10 questions at a time. And I'm going to be timing you guys. I'm going to give you a fixed time. Okay? First 10 questions, you have 6 minutes. Only the first 10. Are you guys ready with the calculator? 6 minutes. Everybody, your time starts now. All right, guys. Does anybody need more time? You should be averaging between 5 and 6 minutes for the first 10 questions. And that's how you should practice, that's how you should plan. Otherwise, you will run out of time at the last 5 questions. All right, I'm going to read out the answer for the first 10. CJB, GBG, EJE, F.
Manoj,
Yeah,
can you repeat 1 through 3?
CJB.
What was number 9?
Thank you.
9 was E. Questions? Yeah,
8 and 9.
8 and 9. Okay. 8 and 9. All right.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. All right. You guys will be doing 11 to 20 now, and you'll have 7 minutes. Maybe you may need 8. We'll see. We'll push it today. So 11 to 20. 7 minutes. Go. 11 to 20. All right, guys. Do you guys need more time? Yes or no? Okay. Before we go into those problems, here's question number 2, 8, and 9. Question number 2 was a direct foiling problem. There are many ways to eliminate the answers as well, because 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. You can use that to start eliminating. So, and you can see you can eliminate F, G, and H, right? And then the rest, of course, it's safe to do the FOIL. 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times negative 5, negative 15x. Be careful here. 4x, negative 20. So it'll be 3x squared minus 11x minus 20. This should take you guys around 15 to 30 seconds. You just have to be careful with the positives and the negatives. Do not undermine the silly mistakes people end up doing because of the stress and the pressure you guys are experiencing that day. Okay? Sounds good? Question number 8. You have a triangle and these two lines are parallel. That's a key thing here. So this angle is 40 degrees. This is 80. And they're asking for this angle. So what I did was, if this is 80, this angle is also going to be 80 degrees because they're corresponding angles. So then you have a triangle. Some of the angles become 180, 40, 80, 120. So it should be 60. This actually had a negative fudge factor. That means you would have lost a little bit more points, just like this one. So both had negative equating. So they think it was easy that if you make a mistake, you will lose a little bit more. Okay. Question number 9, I've seen actually people make mistake not because they don't know. It's just that they plug in wrong in the calculator, especially for the negative numbers, they don't put the parentheses. Look at this. Even when I write parentheses. Because you got to put the parentheses for negatives. It's better to put parentheses for all of them. So, Scott, I don't know what happened for you here. You should do it again and see if you typed in wrong or you forgot the parentheses.
I typed it in wrong.
Of course. All right. Question number 11 to 20. Ready? BKB FCH BGD, last one, H. Let me ask you this actually. Did anybody get all 20 right so far? One wrong?
I got one wrong.
I got one wrong. I also got one.
Okay. Questions? Yeah.
Can you repeat 13 and 19?
13 and 19?
Yeah,
B and D.
thank you.
Number 13.
Okay. Repeat again, please.
Number 13.
Okay, 13.
Can you do 14?
14 is a really important one and a tough one actually. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can see the star mark I put in here. So when I solve, I think like a student. Question number 14 really shouldn't be a 14 level question. It should be more like a 35 level question for ACT. Okay. So I was hoping people would ask 14. Any others?
17.
Huh?
17.
Okay. Now you guys will be doing,
15.
okay. You guys, I want you guys to do 21 to 25, 5 questions. And I won't be timing you guys. Okay? Get started. 21 to 25. All right, guys. Let's get started here. I want to start with question number 17 first. All right. There is there's an easy method. There's a little bit longer method. In the standard XY coordinate plane, how many times does the graph intersect the x-axis? When you have a problem like this, first thing is look at each value in the parentheses. One is +1, -2, +3, and +4. So they are different, right? As there's a different, 4 points it will touch. That's it. The other way, you could actually graph it by typing the way they have given. I want everybody to get your calculators, type in just for practice. Go ahead, please. And I know some people know this better than the others, but I want everybody to practice this. You get a graph like this. Ask questions, guys. No shame in learning and asking. So you can do this as well, and you can see if it is touching 4 points on the x-axis. So the best way is, if the numbers are same, count it only once. If the numbers are different, count all of them. Okay. Now let's go to question number 15. Jenny ran 3 1/3 miles on Saturday, 2 4/5 miles on Sunday. How much did she run during those 2 days? Which of the following ranges? So you just add them. I'm going to do it in proper fractions. So 10 divided by 3 plus 14 divided by 5. I get 6.133. Looks like answer looks like B. At least 6 1/3. 6 1/3 is 6.133. No, wait a second. 6 1/3 is 333. Sorry. At least 6 and 6 1/3. So C. Right? That's all you have to do. Can somebody tell me who asked me this question so I can? Somebody asked me this question. Okay, all right. All right, now let's go to question number on the board. 13. So we have a rope that's cut into 2 pieces. One is a small, one is a large piece. The large piece is 23 feet more than the other piece. So what I did was I took a small piece as X, so the other piece will be X plus 23. Combined together should be 55 feet. So I added them together, solve for X as 16 feet. And you have to be careful. What did they ask for? They asked for the smaller piece, so it's 16 feet. If they asked for a larger piece, then you would have done 16 plus 23. You guys got it? So 39 would be the answer. But so you have to know, even though your answer may be correct, you need to answer what they've asked for. Okay. Let's go to 14. Open page 15 of the math packet, please. 15. This is an important one. Go to equation A at the 15th page. All right. There is a formula A plus B squared. Very important algebraic equation. A squared plus 2AB plus B squared, which is nothing but the FOIL, what we did here, okay? But this is just a shortcut method. So what I did was, I took the same here, x plus r squared, and matched with this one. Look at this. X squared plus 2xr plus r squared. Just use the same exact formula, because these two are exactly the same. Are you following with me? And then, whatever I had here, x squared plus 2xr plus r squared is equal to what they had given, x squared plus 22x plus r squared. So I matched them and I canceled x squared and r squared on both sides. And I'm left with 2xr is 22x, x and x cancels. 2r is 22, r is 11. This is the only way you guys can do this. If you have gotten any other, the correct answer but didn't do this, you just got lucky. I want everybody to write this, please. Huge one, 14.
Could I just take a picture of it?
Yeah, sure. But I still want everybody to practice the writing this.
Okay.
This is very important. You guys good with that one? Let me know. I can explain this one more time, but this is so important. And I really would say this takes 2-3 times practicing this problem to be good with this one. Otherwise, it's going to happen. You may write it right now. You may feel confident. If I ask you this next Sunday, if you've not put in more effort on this, you'll forget this. This is a very, very important question. Okay. 16. A car leaves a parking lot, travels directly north 6 miles, travels 8 miles straight east after that. How many miles is the car from the parking lot? So 6 miles north, 8 miles east, right? So from this point to the here, so I did the Pythagorean a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. 6, 8, 10 is a triplet. Knowing triplets really help. In your notes, could you, or if you have a sticky note or something like that, could you make a comment that next time when we meet, not next Sunday will be all practice tests online, don't come here, but the following Sunday, if you can, we're going to start with 21 to 25. So put a sticky note to remind me if I by chance forget it. All right? Next week is practice test. I'll be sending instructions on GroupMe. I hope you're going to take it seriously. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.